Let the dangertainment begin out there.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to rock and roll, ready to do this, continuing the Halloween, the great debates. And tonight's going to be really special. Kills with me, of course. And our good friend, our brother, Strange Monkey, returning back. It's good to have you here, man. We're glad that you're able to make this, man. Seriously.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Good to be back.
Man. Yeah, man. It's been a little while. But you know, we know how to do this type of thing, right?
Of course. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Real quick for you guys in the chat, thanks so much for coming to hang out with us. We appreciate that. Of course, tonight we will be diving into the legendary Halloween Resurrection I couldn't even from 2002. And yeah, man, we're about to rock and roll. We see you guys in the chat. A blanket hello. Real quick, we got Paula in the house. We got RJ. What's up, RJ? Good to see you. We got Scott in the house. All right. And hey, we got Brandon here. What's up, man? Long time no see. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well tonight. We got Russell. We got Val. Thank you for being here, Val. We appreciate you. The general is in the house. We got Zeducation in the house as well. What's up, man? Good to see you. Let's see. Who else do we have in here? I want to make sure I'm caught up to everybody. We got Eric in the house. What's up, Eric? He says, this Michael is probably the most finely plucked eyebrows in the whole franchise.
He got fancy for this movie.
He did. He wanted to show up. Okay. He wanted to show up. Julie's in the house. What's up, Julie? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. The historian herself. We got Jean. What's up, Jean? Hope you're doing well. We got Melissa in the house. We got Rachel in the chat, ready to rock and roll. All right. This is awesome, guys. Glad that you guys are here. We got MK. That mask. I know.
Hey, but there are worse ones.
That's true.
I mean, let's be real.
And I got a feeling if it lands on the mask tonight, I don't think it's going to get the worst scores of all time. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll catch you later, Eric. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Yeah, Eric.
Oh, geez. Charlie's in the house. What's up, man? T. Parker. All right. And we got Mario as well. Okay, guys. Well, listen, we're going to go through this as we always have. We've got 10 possible categories that the wheel will land on. Okay. And what we're going to be doing is giving a score to each category, 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. And we can have 0.5s as part of that score. So we can do a 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. Julie, people are going to be doing a lot of cracks today. Definitely not the worst mask. The Botox isn't as bad as CGI.
The Botox.
That's right. What's up, Alan? Good to have you here.
Oh,
and by the way, if you guys could please hit the like button if you haven't already. That helps us out. Val or Julie or Julie, if you guys can keep us up to date on what the likes look like. So let's look at the categories, the possible categories for tonight. We're going to be possibly talking about The Mask. We've got sound design, the characters, the cinematography, the atmosphere, the mythology, the kills, the final girl. We've got Michael. Now, as a talking point category, this won't be scored, but we've got best scene in our opinion, and we also have the worst scene. Those two will not be scored categories, but the other possible scored categories will also be story, the mask, and the it factor. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing with the wheel as we spin. For you guys in the chat, just to explain this as well, obviously we want you guys to let us know your thoughts on it as well. We won't be able to get to everyone's comment. There's no way to do that. But I also want to throw this out there for you guys, and we've been doing this on the streams. If you are a Movie Fanatics level channel member and or higher, there are a few of you here, we will actually take your score. If you want to put your score out there, we will actually take your score and put it into the official score. So I just want to throw that out there. And for you guys, if you are a member, feel free to consider upgrading to the Movie Fanatic level. It's the second level. A lot of different perks and all that cool stuff too. All right. So let's bring up the wheel. This is where we start this thing off. And again, for you guys in the chat, let us know what you think as well. Okay, so here's the
That is perfect.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew it. I freaking knew it.
I was waiting. At some point, it was gonna pop up.
You could have chose like Katie Sackhoff looking beautiful and crazy. You could have chose the actress that played Sarah. You could have chose Mike, but I knew.
There's only
Killian, I think by now, whenever Halloween Resurrection is brought up on these streams, that image is gonna pop up.
I know.
Oh Lord, it's too funny, man.
Perfect.
All right. So here's the wheel. And let me just also say hey to we got Mary in the house too. What's up, Mary? Good to see you.
Hey, Mary.
Hope you're doing well.
Hello.
All right. Very, very cool to have you here tonight. Okay. Now, and Val, thank you. We got 20 likes. Let's hit the like button. We got 35 people in the chat. Val, if you could keep a look on that. We should have 35 likes, or at least really close to that. We would appreciate that. Gina, thank you for being here too. All right, man. So Kill, we're going to start the wheel off with you as far as leading the topic and then giving your score. So every time I look at the wheel. So let's spin this thing. Let's see what we get.
So funny.
Oh Lord. All right. So we got atmosphere. Okay, so when we're talking about atmosphere, just the atmosphere of the film, what do we think of it, how it feels, how it looks, how it sounds? It's kind of like all those things combined. So Kill, what do you think of the atmosphere and what's your score 1 to 5?
Well, this one is interesting. It's really not that many sets. You got the mental institution, you got Michael's home, and you got the hotel where Dangertainment is getting ready to do their thing.
That's right.
So I guess for me, I'll focus in on the home. The atmosphere, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't feel like Halloween to me. The aspects of the feeling of Halloween you get is from like the teenage costume party, and they're stopping all the partying to watch this one in a tiny room. So it's like, okay. As far as atmosphere, for me personally, this doesn't feel like other Halloween movies. Now that's either a good thing or a bad thing. And also this is the height of the kind of first person voyeur internet boom, reality TV, you name it. So for atmosphere, I'll give it a generous 3.
Wow. Okay.
And that's a
Fair.
3.
All right. We got a 3. Strange Monkey, how about you, man? What do you think?
Well, I agree with Killian. I mean, there wasn't much of atmosphere in this movie because of the locations and all that. I mean, if it if they had it taking place in the house for most of the movie,
Hmm.
then maybe we would have had something there because it doesn't feel like Halloween
Hmm.
until it's dark and those kids that are trick or treating and they bring the jack o' lantern in front of the Myers house and then the spooky music starts kicking in. You know that was just kind of brief. It didn't really feel like a Halloween film, so I'm gonna also give it a 3.
All right. Wow. All right. We got some 3s in there. Okay. Real quick, too, in the chat, just to catch up. Um, and Rachel's score is going to be official here tonight as well. She's in the movie has almost 0 atmosphere. It's
Yeah.
literally just stupid people running around in a badly shot house. It does evoke the feeling of early 2000s, though. She's going with a 1.5
Ooh.
out of the 5. Okay. All right. So we've got you down, Rachel. And Val, also, if you'd like to put in your score, we can take your score officially too. For me, uh, this this film, it starts off with great possibilities. It really, really does. You know, the whole
Does it?
idea. Well, it does. I think it does. Listen, and we've talked about this, and this is Rick Rosenthal who directed Halloween 2 from 81. So it's kind of shocking, but it's nowhere near as effective as that film in the hospital, this opening with Laurie and the chase, Michael has with Laurie. But at least we got that. And it felt, kind of like a Halloween film with the atmosphere. You see Michael do his one arm lower down again, so that was really cool. But after that, it just goes off the rails, man. Everything is played for kind of like little beats of slapstick and fun and winks, and it just didn't really work. Rachel made a good point. It's a feeling of the early 2000s, but man, the atmosphere in this film is just not there, man. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 for me. That's where I'm going to go with it. It's just there's a lot of frustration with this film. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, real quick, too, in the chat, I want to catch up to these guys a little bit. I won't be able to get to everyone, but let's see. And thank you, Julie, for putting in the link. If you guys are not a channel member and you'd like to become one, that's how you do it. And you could join us for exclusive watch parties, streams, hangouts, and so forth. Now, Val's coming in with a 2.5 as well. Okay, we got that down officially, saying not the worst, but it was just okay. Nothing really to draw me in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well said. Well said. So we've got you down officially for the score there. Thank you, Val, for putting that in there. We've got Charlie saying, as bad as this movie is, it's still 100 times better than any of the new ones.
Oh
Wow.
no, sir.
Wow. That's a hot
Wow.
take. There we're going.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right.
There we go. Okay.
That's what we're doing tonight.
All right. All right. We got Cycle Man in the house. Yeah, Busta on the wheel. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. He had to be. He had to be. And also, and to remind you guys, if you haven't subscribed to Strange Monkey's channel, please do so. Val's got the link in the chat. We also have the link in the description of this stream. Definitely help support our brother here. He's
Thank
absolutely
you.
amazing.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Okay. And Charlie said, maybe not 2018, but the rest of them. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, all right. Now we're talking, Charlie. That's my favorite of the trilogy. There you go.
All right. All right. All right. And real quick, do you guys hear an echo?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think I hear an echo. I don't know. We might have to
I
mute
don't,
your
there
mics a little
was
bit.
kind of a weird. It kept saying my mic was muted, but then it was fine. I was like, "What's going on?" But I don't know.
I don't know.
Things seem to be
All right.
okay now.
Okay, we'll see if it leaves. Okay, so let's get back to the wheel. Strange Monkey, we're gonna have you lead off this next one. Let's see what it lands on, man.
All right.
You could have used Tyra Banks for the wheel, you know.
I could have, but I didn't. All right. Okay, we got the final girl category. So we're talking about Sarah in this film. So Strange Monkey, what do you think of Sarah, and what's the score you want to give her 1 to 5?
I'll give her a 3 because I just don't think we had enough time to get to know her.
Yeah.
All we know is that she's a college student and she was able to go to the Myers house. She's got this opportunity along with everybody else, and then she just kind of gets lumped in together with everybody else, and we don't really get a lot of time to get to know her.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
It's a 3 for me.
Okay, we got a 3. Kill, how about you?
You know, Sarah really didn't do anything. You know, she's the I guess the calmer, nicer friend, and Katie Sackhoff is kind of the wild friend, or the more adventurous. I wouldn't say wild, more adventurous, fun friend, and kind of drags her into this, and along with their, yeah, that's my girl. I don't care. You can show that all day. And then those two and their awkward male friend, you know, the chef, that gets dragged into it. But as far as Sarah, she really, other than knowing Deckard, she would die. She's in a room. Hey, Deckard, what should I do? Go to the window, stupid. Like, it's just like what should I do, Deckard? You know, and between Deckard and Busta Rhymes, Sarah is once again, I'm gonna be generous because she seems nice.
Yeah.
2.5.
2.5.
But Sarah really didn't bring anything interesting to the story for me.
Yeah.
And as far as her being a final girl, she's a lucky girl.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
I agree, man. I think that, you know, she had an opportunity. They had an opportunity to do some things with her, you know, as far as her fear factor. You know, they could have shown her kind of going through the process of gaining courage and all that type of stuff, but they didn't even really do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, she was fine, but she just didn't stand out at all. And like you said, you got Deckard helping her on one end, and you got Busta on the other end basically helping her. So it was kind of like, I don't know, man. It's hard to say because I think that what's her name, Bianca. You know, she played the part she was asked to be playing. You know what I'm saying? They all did, but I just don't think that it did anything for me. So I'm actually going to go with a 2. I'm going to go with a 2, and that's also being pretty generous. If there is such a thing for for this movie. Oh my god! All right, so in the chat, and we got Nightfall in the chat too. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Let me read your comment here too, man. Saying I'll give her a 3, a decent final girl, but she didn't really have any substance. Yeah, man, I have to agree with you. I think that, you know, again, she was okay, but she didn't really bring anything to the table. All right, so Nightfall, we're gonna put your score in there too, because you're in the movie fanatics and above level. So we've got you down. Thank you so much for that, man. Let's see. Let me just bring up Val's score, saying final girl Busta was hella funny. Final girl Sarah.
This is
Sarah. Sarah gets a 1.5. Only survived because of Freddie. Yes, I agree. So we got 1.5 from Val. Okay, all right. And let's see. I want to make sure I double check here in the comments. And I think Rachel had one in there too. Rachel, if you can put yours in there again, because I don't see it. But just also, we got a channel member anniversary, Nightfall 13 months. Very, very cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. Saying good evening, my wonderful family. Thank you for being here, man. And definitely thank you for being a channel member. We appreciate that so much. Really helps us out. And we also got Ronan, who upgraded to a movie fanatic. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Seriously. And hope you're feeling better. Ronan was gonna be here on the panel tonight. Wasn't feeling too good. So all right. And do you guys still hear that echo? I hear an echo.
Yeah.
There might be
All right.
something going on my end because I had to switch out my microphone. I could try to see if I can fix that.
Okay. All right. And we also got Rachel coming in, gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Rachel. We appreciate that. Seriously. Oh, thank you. For real. For you guys that were gifted the memberships, definitely send some love to Rachel. It's very generous to do that. Seriously. All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, but I still hear an echo though.
Yeah.
Like if you have, I don't know if you have your volume up on your device, you might have to turn that down.
No, I mean I have it on. I don't have anything on except StreamYard. Like I don't have it on my phone or anything else playing in the background.
Huh. That's odd.
It's weird.
Huh. I don't know. I know that sometimes that can be a part of it. Like if the volume is high. So I don't know if you adjust the volume, if that might do it.
Yeah, let me see what's going on with the audio. I might have to adjust that.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know if this is on my end or not.
That's all right. And Rachel saying the so-called final girl, Sarah, is zero personality, wet sack, who apparently is dumb enough to get catfished by a freshman, somehow can't get herself from under a bunch of cables.
This is true. This is true.
Okay.
And the shelf, but mainly the cables.
And a shelf. Now she said a 0 out of 5. Now, Rachel, the lowest we can go is a 1. Okay. She said a 0.
Look, Rachel's speaking her truth.
She is. Oh my God, that is too funny.
Now, do you guys still hear that echo or?
Let's see. Testing. Nope, I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, I might have had my volume up a little high. That was probably what it was.
That could have been it. Yes.
Yeah.
So Rachel, we're gonna. She said a 0. We're gonna put you down for a 1. Oh my God. All right. Real quick too in the chat. Gina's got a channel member anniversary as well. 15 months. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much for the support, Gina. Hope you're doing well. She's saying she's going to be catching the replay. It's late and I need to walk Ziggy the pup. All right. Well, we hope you enjoy it when you check it out. Thank you so much, Gina. We appreciate you. Rachel says, damn, okay, I'll give her a 1. She said a 0. Wow.
Yeah, she's showing no mercy.
There is no mercy. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go to our next category. So I'll be starting this talking point off. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah. The mask. All right, so listen. I think we touched upon it earlier. This is not the worst mask in the franchise. This is, in my opinion, this is where they were trying to right the ship. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
Nick Cage.
Yeah,
this is where
I knew it.
This is where we've come from.
A receding hairline.
It's like, what is going on? So I will give them credit for this mask looking like Michael Myers. It's still not my favorite. I think Eric said it in the chat earlier. Those eyebrows, bro. What are we doing? It's like, how hard is it to do a Michael Myers mask? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the new trilogy, and they've got 4 variations of the mask if you count the 78 recreation, right? And they all look good. They all look good, and they look like they are drawn from the 78, right? So it's a high standard for sure. But even in Kill, you know this because we've talked about this a bunch of times over the years. Even in Rob Zombie's Halloween, that mask looked good too. The first one. I'm not talking about Hobo. We're not talking about hobo. Speaking of which, if you guys haven't checked out my new video on Halloween 2, why you ate Halloween 2, check that out. It just
and
dropped.
You blew it.
And you blew it. That's right. So listen, The Mask isn't horrible, but I still don't love it. I would give it a 3. It's not horrible. I don't love it, but at least they were moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? All right, Kill. What do you think about The Mask?
You know, I'm pretty much right there with you. I love the 2018 Mask. Of course, I love the original Mask. I like the Rob Zombie 1 Mask. This one is kind of right in the middle of the zone there. So I would give it a 3 as well, because they were trying to right the ship. It's still not there. And this might sound really weird, but like it looks too clean.
Yeah.
For this to be, you know, him to be this many movies in, you know, just no battle damage, no nothing.
Right.
And for some reason it looks more chalkier, more white than normal.
Yeah. He went to the car wash.
Yeah. It's like, all right, let me just bright white it even more. I don't know what it is, but it is not the worst. So I'm going 3.
Okay, so we're gonna go with a 3. Okay. All right. Strange Monkey, how about you, man?
I'll just go ahead and say, yeah, also a 3.
Okay.
I do think The Mask looks a little disturbing, you know, in certain scenes in the dark, but you know, I mean, I love H2O, but that mask looks just average. Now, if they would have kept that same mask and make it look damaged like they did in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, like you said, or if they tried to do that with this one, you know, because he had been through some shit in the previous movie, but no, it's too clean. Like you said, he went to the car wash.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, a 3.
Okay, we're gonna go with a 3. Well, and the other thing you got to think about too is this. You know, they didn't even, and I know they don't need to show this type of stuff, but that, you know, you assume that's not even the mask from H2O, because when they found the head and they took the mask off, found it was the wrong guy. It's like, did Michael go to another hardware store and they had some, you know, car washed versions of the mask? So it looks so. Listen, this is different, Kill, from Friday 3, where that hockey mask looked so clean and cool and crisp. Okay, that's the right way to look, right? But of course, that was the first time he had the hockey mask. You know what I'm saying? With this Michael, it's like it just looked too odd, like you said, Strange Monkey. It looked really.
No, you do have a point. I didn't even think about that, because the mask would be in the hands of the police, you know, as evidence. That slipped my mind. So there's no way Michael's just going to go back for that mask because he slipped away from them. So yeah, that has to be a completely different mask.
Yeah,
He stopped the Spirit of Halloween store and grabbed another one, you know, fresh out the wrapper.
There you go. All right. So Rachel says, you know what? This isn't the worst mask in the series. Michael's got some good contouring going on. My biggest issue is you can see his eyes, also his hair literally changes between shots. That's so true. Like every shot, it looks different. You know what I'm saying? She's going with a 2.5.
I have gotten some comments about this, like from people. I've gotten 2 celebrity mentions. Like someone said that he looked like Nicolas Cage, and then someone else said he looks like Terrence Howard. I'm like, how? I'm like, this is no. I'm like Terrence Howard. I'm like, I can't unsee that now.
Wow.
Hey
oh
man.
My God.
Hey man.
Bizarre looking.
Hey man.
Hey man, I'm gonna kill you now, man.
All right. Scott says the mask is a 2, and I'm being generous with that. All right. 2 baby faced. That's a good way to put it too, man. That is a good way to put it too. Val is saying the mask is a 2. I'm with Rachel. Being able to see his eyes takes it down a point for me. Okay. So we're gonna put Val official as well with a 2. And Scott said, and you blew it. How is Knight the only other person I hear talking about Copland? That's right, man. I'm glad you guys liked that. That's a fun clip. All right, let me catch. Let me catch up. Nightfall come in and say, I'll give this white shoe polish mask a 2.5.
There you go.
Oh,
So
great.
fresh and still clean.
That's right. He says it's average. H2O and H5 were absolutely ridiculous. This one was better, but not great. Okay. All right. So we're going to put you down for 2.5. Nightfall. God. Oh my God. Too funny. All right. And Julie says we're up to 34 likes. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Please hit the like button if you have not already. Hollywood guys in the chat. Thanks so much for being here, man. We appreciate you. And Val, thank you for putting links in the chat, for our Patreon and our channel memberships. We appreciate that. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go to our next category. We got the mask out of the way. Ooh, oh, okay. All right. The kills. All right. So, Killian, ironically enough, we're going to start with you. So, what'd you think of the kills in the film? And what is the score you want to give it 1 to 5?
So, for me, the kills are all over the map here.
Right.
Some of them are like, he has the sharpest knife on planet Earth and can carve a head off with one slice, like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
And then other kills, he takes a tripod of a camera and turns it into a goddamn spear. And then other ones, it's like, I'm gonna crack your skull, and when I hear the crack, I'm gonna assume you're dead. It could be a micro fracture. You could still be alive, but I'm just gonna drop it. So it's like the kills were all over the map, and then a lot of them you didn't even see. I didn't see what happened to Tyra Banks.
That's right.
Our chef guy in the kitchen, yeah, he had 2 knives and was like, hey, stay away from me. And he just kind of took the arms and Mortal Kombated him and just reversed the arms into him with the knives. All right. I mean, it's a lot of stabby. You don't see it. You just have to use your brain. Right. And I have an issue with that. If you're gonna not show me stuff and make the kills, I guess, semi-believable, like, okay, you stabbed someone, okay, but then in the next scene you carve my Katie Sackhoff's head off with one slice, and it didn't even seem like he was like
effort.
Yeah, he wasn't like Tyler and Rob Zombie's Halloween, like Rah! He just was like walking past and like he's just like land shark, just like it's just like what, and then the head just drops and it's like, come on. So I'm giving the kills in this a 1.5.
Wow.
because there's no continuity.
Yeah.
It's all over the map. It's either, all right, that looks really cool, but it's unbelievable as shit, or it's just stabby, or you just don't even see it.
You don't even see it. That's right.
Come on. Everyone has cameras.
Yeah.
And I don't see it.
Hey, look.
What are those?
This should have been the movie where we saw more than anything else, because there was 8,000 cameras in the film.
Thank you. Yes. 1.5.
All right, 1.5.
Easy work.
All right. Strange Monkey, how about you, man?
Man, I have to say, I mean, Killian basically said it all. I mean, those kills really were all over the place. And the Katie Sackhoff kill is what brings it down. Because I was watching it earlier, and I was like, I cannot believe that they allowed this to be on. Like, they shot this? Who gave the okay? Oh, there she is. Like, a sharp butcher knife, just, that was it. Just one take. And you see, the Mortal Kombat kill was pretty cool. It was like an updated version of the kill in the first movie, but everything else was just below average. And I'll tell you what, if they would have had the Tyra Banks kill in this movie, that would have brought it down to 0. because that kill, there's a deleted scene, and the way they did it, it was like just terrible. Tyra Banks she was awful. She's like, Freddie, is that you, Freddie? Ah! I'm like, this is awful. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it was bad. It
Yeah,
was
I did
so
see
bad.
that.
They had to cut that out. But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta give these kills like a 2. I mean, that's just being nice.
Okay. All right. So we got a 2. Man, you know,
Come on.
this is a
Keep it real.
Halloween movie. It's like, if nothing else, we should be able to at least get some good kills in it, right? You know what I'm saying? And even before you said anything, Killian, on this topic, the first thing that came into my mind was the fact that there's no consistency in the kills. You know what I mean? Some of them are mid, some of them really are bad, some of them you don't see. There was a couple that were all right. And it's like, how can we, and this is the director of Halloween 2 from 81, which in my opinion is a really good Halloween film. And I know with this film, they had a whole different type of vibe that they were shooting for. I get that. But these kills, none of them really stood out at all. At all. I mean, that kill with the tripod, bro. It's like, can we run? Do we know how to run? Like human instinct. Use your evolutionary instinct, bro. You don't just stand there. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
enough space to get
There's,
away.
dude.
Hey,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't even bring up the girl in the longest hallway in the basement of all time.
That's
Just
right.
kind of getting pushed up against the gate that just happens to have a little piece of metal
Spike.
rebar
Yes.
just hanging out, just kind of like, hey, boop.
Listen, hey, listen. There's a whole city underneath the Myers house. There's a whole city. Michael
The whole
found a
community
way.
down there, man.
I heard it's a swamp down there.
There's a mini mall.
corridors.
You
It's
got
a
neighbors down
labyrinth.
there, man.
So
There's a
look,
minotaur and a labyrinth down there. It's like, what the hell?
so look, man, these kills, they suck, man. They might be, I might have to do a video on that alone. I'm just thinking about it right now. Out of the whole franchise, this might have the worst. I'm gonna give this thing a 1. That's what I'm gonna give it. I'm
Yep.
giving it a 1. They
Thank
just
you for
don't do.
keeping it real.
There's no lying here. There's
There
never
is
been
no
any
lying.
lying. There's never been any lying. All right, so real quick in the chat, let me catch up to these guys and make sure we get Rachel and the others official scores. Rachel saying, "Oh my God, the kills are ridiculous. He literally took off Katie's head in one blow. Also a tripod. Why didn't he immediately stab Freddie when Freddie smacked him in the face?"
Because it's a comedy. This is a comedy.
Oh my God! All right, so she's going with a 1 as well. Oh God, this is too funny, man. All right, so we got a 1 officially down for Rachel. For Val saying the kills a 1.5. They're some of the most meh kills in the whole franchise. Just left me rolling my eyes with a big
I have
sigh.
a question.
Yeah.
Is it too late to change my rating, or just go with it?
You did go with a 2. I mean, it's up to you if you want to. It's up to you.
I'm gonna switch that to a 1. Just after hearing what you guys have said, I'll have to switch that to a 1. This is ridiculous.
Okay, so we're going to go with a 1. Oh my God! All right, let me. God, Scott's going with a 1.5. We got Danielle in the house. What's up? Let's see. Nightfall says, "I'm with you, Kill. Laugh out loud." A 1.5. It was like they let everyone design their own kills.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so true, man. All right, man.
Katie must have been like, I want to be out as fast as possible. Just slice my head off quick.
That's right, man. All right.
Pay me
Hey, look.
and let me leave.
Right. I'm ready to head to Starbucks. Let's go. All right. So we got so much going on here. This is too funny. We got a good buddy, our brother Steven in the house from Craving Something Scary. What's up, man? Said, hey everyone. For kills, he said giving them a 2 because they make me laugh. They make me laugh. That was good, man. Oh Lord. Okay. And real quick too, I got to catch up. We got Hollywood guy who came in with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Saying, will you allow me to give -5 points to the franchise
The
because of
whole franchise.
because of
Wow.
resurrection? Thank you, thank you so much for
Oh
the super
man.
chat, man. We appreciate the support, man. Seriously, it helps us out. And Hollywood guy coming in again with a super chat, $2 super chat, saying this Halloween was a bad found footage film. There you go.
Pretty much.
I like that. All right. So look. All right. Thank you so much, man. We seriously appreciate the support. It makes a difference for us. So let's do a clip for those super chats because we really do appreciate them. And look, Kill,
Yeah.
sometimes when you think you are almost like a superhero, it doesn't work that way. And it might look like this. Oh! Oh! Jeez. Wow. Oh, sweet goodness.
I should laugh at either of those, but damn.
It and sometimes you go for the gold and you gets nothing. You gets nothing, man. Oh my god. All right, so these guys having fun with that. All right. So we got through the kills. Let's go to our next category. All right. So Strange Monkey, you're going to be starting this one off with us. Let's see what we get.
And we spin the wheel.
That's right. Oh, you know what? I didn't take the mask off. Let me take the mask off. This one doesn't count. We already did the mask.
Okay.
I didn't know why they didn't go. All right, let's go again. You guys got me laughing so hard.
Spinning the wheel for Dangertainment.
Entertainment. All right. The mythology. The mythology. So when we talk about the mythology, we're just talking about how Michael is presented, you know what I mean, as the boogeyman,
Right.
how he operates in the film and so forth. What do you think about the mythology in this particular movie, and what's the score you want to give it?
That's a good question because Michael is usually this force of nature, as John Carpenter would always say, that he's this unstoppable killing machine. And he is the same thing in this movie, but he's a joke in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because of everything that's going on around him. He comes back to his house and all of this nonsense is going on. And I mean, it's hard to say, because like I said, it's the same Michael Myers, the same mythology. Nothing's changed. So I'll give it a 3.5, I guess.
Okay. All right. A 3.5. Okay. We got that down. Kel, how about you, man?
So I've been really nice so far, I think. I really think I have. And I'm giving this a 1.
Ooh.
And
wow.
the reason I'm giving it a 1 is sort of something Strange Monkey just touched on. Michael Audrey Myers is a joke in this movie. And I will lay this down for the court to hear.
Mm-hmm.
He lets Freddy poke him in the head and tell him, "What you doing in here? I thought I told you to go to the back of the house." Blah, blah. And what does he do? He turns around and is like, "All right, Freddy." He does it. He's lingering around the house in shadows, kind of trying to do the shape thing, but it's kind of like, all right, all these cameras barely catch him. Even the standard, tripod ones, like they don't catch him. Okay, but Deckard is like, "Hey, was that a shadow back there? I don't know, whatever." And Busta Rhymes fights him, and I kind of told you I was going to talk about this later, earlier. Busta Rhymes fights him and does a karate kick on him through a window.
Yes.
And not only does he fight him and wins. And ends it with a karate kick Danielson kick of him going out of a window. Now, but that's not bad enough. He not only faces him one time, he faces him twice and electrifies his nuts. Come on, what are we doing here? And the reason I'm going hard on this stuff is because we have talked, Night knows, we've talked on the channel before about the silly Freddy Krueger moments in movies.
Yes.
Jumps the shark, where it's just it's a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah.
This is the closest thing to those Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Yes.
Okay? I'm sorry, like there's no white horse in here. So that's a different version of egregiousness, but this is not the Michael Myers that I know. This is obscene. Yes, this mofo beat him up twice. I am sorry. And on top of that, now this is the last thing I'm saying. I know I'm taking a lot of time.
Yeah,
he's not even a martial arts master. Freddy just likes watching martial arts movies, and he thinks he's the human tornado or something. If you know, you know. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? Hong Kong Phooey or something. He's a pretender. He doesn't even practice the art.
No, he doesn't.
He went for it.
He did. And how many times have we seen, and it's always a brother that tries to go for it. My man in Jason Takes Manhattan.
That's right.
He was a boxer.
Like an actual legit boxer.
He was a legit good boxer. And he went for it, and Jason took it. And then what did Jason do? Jason did Jason.
That's right.
He punched the dude's head off. Okay.
Oh Lord.
This dude fights Michael Myers. He fights Michael Myers twice and wins and lives to tell the tale. So mythology be damned. This is a 1.
All right, we're going with a 1. All right, so let me.
Damn, that makes me want to change my rating again.
No, don't change it, dude.
No. I can't. I already said what I said.
Go with your heart, because I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Let me say this. So, Strange Monkey. So I get what some of what you're talking about when you said the 3.5, because there's parts of this film where you see little shades of what Michael is supposed to be. The stalking, the killing. Like I said, the opening of the film, I think, is the strongest part of the film.
Yes.
And in that part of the film, I think if we were grading that on mythology, this would be a different story.
Yes.
But my brother doesn't lie. He lost to Busta Rhymes
twice.
Listen, let me just tell you something. This is a full-grown Michael. This is a full-grown Michael that just took Katie Sackhoff's head off with barely any effort. Okay, and he loses to Busta Rhymes. And listen, I'm not going to get into it because obviously I am a martial artist since I was a little kid, 7 years old. But this is some bad martial arts too. He's doing the listen, and they played it for fun. Okay, that's fine. But guess what? That messes up the mythology. This gets a 1. It gets a 1. There's no doubt it gets a 1.
And also one other thing. Granted, it's been retconned. He killed Laurie Strode earlier.
That's right.
And he killed his nemesis earlier.
All right, hold on. Let me just say this too. That's a great point. I didn't even touch upon, Kill, because I've been laughing so much. This is a blast, you guys. Seriously, I'm loving this. You guys in the chat, hopefully you guys are having a blast too. It seems like you are. Listen, that's the other part about mythology too, because Laurie is in this movie. Now, they took 2 steps forward with Laurie and 85 steps back, because she has a game plan. She sets it up. She actually captures Michael. I was with her on that. I was like, okay, you guys know damn well the Laurie Strode that we saw in 78, 2, and H2O would not walk up to Michael wanting to hug it out just to take his mask off. That was stupid. Laurie is not that stupid. So you know what? If I could make this lower than a 1, I would. This mythology is blown apart. It is absolutely blown apart. So yeah, man.
And also, there was already blood on that knife.
That's right.
Like little details like that would, at least let her know, hey, this person is trying to kill you.
Yes.
And he tricked her. And I was like, how could you be so fooled so easily a second time?
Right? Oh
So
my God,
yeah,
man.
and that's where it goes downhill.
Oh, it tumbles downhill fast, man. All right, so look, real quick in the chat. I know I'm way behind. We got Tim coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Saying a great movie. No. Do I enjoy watching it? You bet. No, I definitely could see how
Yeah.
people have fun with it because we've had fun watching it
Yeah.
together too. There's no doubt about that, man. It's definitely it's got some silly stuff in it, and yeah, I think that's what they were going for too. That's really what they wanted this movie to
Yeah.
be, you know. We got hey, Ben's in the chat. All right, with coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying tonight's double features, I saw the TV glow and stop motion. Just wanted to say hi and send my love. Hey, man, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Seriously, that is actually sounds like a really good double feature. Ben's always watching stuff, man. That is awesome. So look, let's do a clip for Ben and for Tim. We appreciate you guys coming in here and helping to support the channel as well. All of you guys that have done super chats, Rachel that did the gifting of memberships and stuff. Like we really do appreciate it. It really helps us out. Seriously. All right, let's do a clip and Kill. You know, sometimes you just got to admit what you like and what's up with it. And it might look like this.
My way into network broadcasting?
That's what I'm looking for.
There it is, man.
Okay.
All right.
I will
what I'm
allow it.
looking for. You will. All right. So look, let me Val says mythology. Val, we can't do a 0.5.
Now I'm with you. I wish I could have did that.
Oh my God. She said completely missed the mark with this one on the mythology part. Okay, so Val, I'm going to put you down for a 1 because I want to be consistent with the scoring with all of these films. So 1 is the lowest, but I feel your pain. Like I said, if I could have, I would have done the same thing. The mythology was just blown apart literally by how they had Michael be treated by Busta. It was just ridiculous. It really was. All right, let me guys, we got Lars in the chat. What's up, Lars? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Hold on. Nightfall coming in with mythology, giving it a 2. I think with the backstory, they did a decent job at depicting what his childhood was like, what led to Michael becoming the shape, but they made Michael a joke. Laugh out loud. All right, man. We're getting you down for a 2. All right. So Rachel, we got to bring Rachel on here, man, because she's chomping at the bit. And he said that was the best scene in the movie. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. And Hollywood guy said, what about my -5 points? We can't do -5. Okay, well, we score. Everyone in the chat wants to do something different. We can only score 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the top, but we can do 0.5s. All right, this is crazy, man. We're all over the place. Let's bring Rachel here on the panel, who's been awesome, and I know she's chomping at the bit to give us her thoughts too. And this is good. Alan says a 1. There you go. Let's bring Rachel on here. What's up, Rachel?
Hey.
Much fun.
What?
Fun just listening to you guys.
Yeah.
So good.
What do you think about for mythology? What's the score that you want to give mythology?
I don't know what's going on in this movie, man. I mean, it is so random. Okay, first of all, the way they did my girl Laurie Strode, so dirty. I mean, first of all, they turned her into a complete dumbass.
Yeah.
And just like everyone's talking about, she's got this whole Home Alone trap thing going on. She's been hoarding her meds. She's been thinking things out. I still want to know how Michael found her. Like, is he just Googling Laurie Strode and being like, which mental institution is she in? And then he somehow got into that place really easily.
And how did he know which room she's in?
Yes, Wait, what did he just go into a bunch of random rooms just stabbing people? Oh, whoops, sorry, not Laurie. Oops, sorry, wrong again.
And how did he just
Right.
walk through the facility with a mask on?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, man. There was no security in that place. They had two guards
This is
doing
a
nothing.
dumbass Laurie Strode. This is a Laurie Strode who just apparently decided to leave her brain at the door and
Right.
approach Michael Myers. And I don't even know. My sister and I were literally watching this last night, and we were like, "Why is she being so stupid?" Also, how did Michael know to do the whole mask fake out, given that wasn't him in the first movie, like in
true.
H2O? So that callback was stupid. So
Yeah.
first we've got all of that. Then we've got just what is Michael doing in this movie? I mean, I know he doesn't usually have some sort of like purpose, but at least he feels direct and purposeful and like he knows what he's doing. In this one, he's just wandering through the house, decapitating Teddy there, letting Buster Rhymes smack him in the face. I mean, it's crazy. And I know you guys brought this up before, but since when is there an evil lair under the Myers house?
It's a city.
Complete with like the city, complete with like a dungeon and like full on like underground tunnels and like what is this? So for me, if I could give it a 0, I would, but I can't. So I'm gonna have to go with a 1 because this is the most all over the place Halloween I think I've ever seen. I mean, I think
Rachel,
even yes.
you didn't know the Myers house was in the movie Barbarian?
Well, I do now.
We do now.
It's down there.
Oh,
it's down there
it's
somewhere.
terrible. I mean, is Michael?
God damn it! Get out of here, Buster.
I'm thinking to myself, does Michael want to be like a reality TV star now? Is that his new shtick?
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely 1 for me.
Listen, there is so much space underneath the Myers house. It's like if we were like talking about Transformers and like Metroplex, the Autobots headquarters, man. It's like it's huge. It's like, what are we doing? God damn, man. All right.
Cave down there and everything.
Yes. All right. So real quick in the chat. This is crazy, man. Hollywood guy coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Say, are we sure this is Michael and not Corey? You know what? I'm gonna tell you what, man. And when we obviously will be talking about ends coming up, but at least in ends, at least they tried to like connect everything. You know what I mean? Like this is totally different because Michael, like I said, he's full grown. He's able to slice heads off of people's bodies, and Buster is sitting there finger pointing him, man. Like that's even worse than just like a push. He's basically calling him a boy. And Michael just stands there and then walks away. He walks away. Why? Why did he walk away? That's what I want to know. Why would he walk away? You know what I'm saying? So this thing is horrible, man. There's no doubt about it.
No good.
Exactly, man. All right, so look, let's do a clip for Hollywood guy. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. We appreciate it. Here we go.
Hi, I shit in a sock. Later, losers.
Oh Lord, this is too funny, man. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Hollywood guy, thank you so much. We appreciate it seriously. Okay, let's go back to the wheel. Let's go to our next category. This is crazy stuff, man. All right.
Give Freddie a spin.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna start the conversation on this one, man. Oh hell. Oh hell. There he is. Okay.
Oh Lord.
All right, listen. All right, so now we're talking about Michael. You know, we're scoring Michael. Now that's all around. You know what I'm saying? The look, you know, what he does, how he acts, and how he gets punked out. Physically, you know, there were fine moments. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of issues with the physicality, you know, the walking around and stuff like that. The look, you know, we touched upon that. It wasn't horrible. It's definitely not the worst. The way he did the kills, you know, I can kind of go back and forth on that. We know the issues that we have with Busta. That was a travesty. When I factor in all of those things and I just look at this Michael Myers from this movie alone, it's a roller coaster. It truly is. Highs and lows. So with that being said, I'm going to go with a 2.5 overall for this Michael. Like, there was okay moments here and there, and of course we know some of the most egregious moments. But he's not the worst. He's not the worst overall, Michael. I will say that. Okay. So Kill, what do you think about Michael overall, and what's the score you want to give him?
I really like how you worded all of that. And I'm kind of going to do the same thing, but I also have another demographic here for me. The beginning of this movie feels like H2O 0.5. After he kills Laurie Strode, that thing right there is not the same Michael. This movie is not the same movie. It becomes a comedy.
That's right.
Literally, they could have just added on the killing of Laurie Strode at the end of H2O during credits, and it would have fit perfectly. He even did the he did your move. He did your move. He did the move. He's like, y'all remember this from the last movie, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
you want me to do it again? That was his claim to that was his claim to fame. You can tell, man, because they really took the time to show him do it.
And it does look cool. I mean, that's strength right there. That's a lot of upper body strength. And he's killing people at the vending machines. He's taking the time. I'm gonna take this head that I just carved off, probably with one slice, and I'm gonna put it in the washing machine just for someone to fall for my trap. So all of that, I'm with it. It's quality. That person, okay, you're a continuation. Now, what you did between killing your sister and then going back home and eating on rats, I don't know. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 2 because after he kills Laurie, he's getting face bumped, you know, by Freddy. He's getting beat up by Freddy twice. He's getting his testicles electrocuted by Freddy. And Freddy's just talking all types of shit. You looking crispy chicken and this and that, and just Freddy's just having one-liners on him, and he's just taking it. Yeah. All right, that's what we're doing. Okay. It's a comedy.
Oh
2.
Lord. Okay, so we'll go with it 2. Okay, Strange Monkey, how about you, man?
Looking a little crispy over there, Mikey.
He called him Mikey. Also,
who calls him Mikey in this franchise?
The Mikey stuff was too much. There he is.
You know what? And I'm sorry to say this. This is like Freddy versus Jason, except it's Freddy versus Michael.
Yeah.
And he's treating Michael the same way Freddy Krueger treated Jason in that movie.
Yes.
Go for it, Strange Monkey.
Oh, man. Oh my God! You went in once again, sir. Wow. So, like, I guess like the look again. Like, I don't think it was the worst. You know, I must say that opening scene, it would have been perfect had it not been for that ridiculous entrance when he, like, you know, just busted into her room and his hair's like all spiked up.
Yes.
It's like, you guys don't want to do another take, fix his hair. And then when she runs out of the room, he's just like, his hair is all up. He goes up the steps and it's like, whoop, it's back to normal. I was like, I guess he had time to fix up his hair.
That's right.
It's like, what the hell was that? You know, it's like little things like that just bug the fuck out of me when I see stuff like that. But but overall, you know, like he's got that upper body strength. Like, I think there's a gym in the sewers down there in that community.
Gotta be.
That's why
There's everything there.
You know, he's still that unstoppable killing machine in some scenes, but then it turns into a Looney Tunes cartoon. You know, and it's a joke. It's just, you know, like the Home Alone traps, the martial arts moves, the silly, you know, back and forth stuff with Michael, the one Katie Sackhoff, one take. It's just two. Just it's a two. There's Katie again. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's embarrassing, is what it is.
Right.
Giving it a
It
two.
is, man. All right, we're going with a 2. All right, Rachel, what do you think about Michael overall in this film?
Okay, so I agree with what Kill was saying in that he feels different after the opening scene. And I actually was going to mention before that it's almost like the opening scene to this movie. It feels like another movie. It really does. Like if you took that opening scene out, it would not affect the movie one iota. It was just there because they wanted Jamie to come back. So I do think in that opening scene, he's okay. Not fantastic, but he's okay. But the rest of the movie, again, for me, he's so random. Like sometimes he's stabbing people with a knife, but other times he's literally like bursting through mirrors and like, squeezing people's heads off and
Right.
and doing all of this random stuff. There's no consistency, I think, with Michael in this movie.
Yeah.
He is just basically they seem to think that like whatever the scene calls for, he'll be that in the moment. So if the scene calls for Freddy to be badass, then Michael has to be a bit of a wimp. If the scene calls for the kids to be really scary, then he's bursting out of the mirror. So it's kind of like, yeah, there's no consistency with him in this one. That being said, I do think he's a bit of a step up from H2O, where I don't find him scary really at all. I think some of the shots, like underground, where they're playing with like the lighting and stuff, is a little bit effective. So he's a little bit better than H2O for me, but I can't deal with the randomness, especially because Michael, for me, is such a precise killer. He's
Yes.
so to the point, and he comes in and he'll just kill and that's it. Whereas in this one, he's just flailing all over the place, and
Right.
it's just so weird and random. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with a 1.5 for Michael in this one. He just
Okay.
a little bit better than H2O, but still not quite it.
All right. Okay. Very, very cool. And let me jump to the chat, see if I can catch up with these guys. This is crazy. And by the way, Julie has the link in the chat again. Thank you so much, Julie. We appreciate you guys putting the links in there. If you'd like to join the channel membership, you can either click that link or hit the join button next to subscribe button. You can join us for exclusive streams and watch parties, and also join us on panels and so forth. There's a lot of fun stuff that we try to put out there for you guys, and also some really cool things coming up. We haven't done our big announcement yet. I'm just waiting for the right time. So thank you so much, Julie. We appreciate that. So Val says for Michael, she's going to go with a 1.5 as well, saying all I'm going to say is he got his ass kicked by Busta. That's right. Yes, he did. All right.
Fair
So
point.
we got Val down officially for 1.5. Okay. Now let me just try to catch up to the chat a little bit. Scott going with a 1. All right. There you go. I knew he'd get a low score for this. I knew it. We got DJ in the house. What's going on, DJ? Good to see you. And also, if you guys have not hit the like button, please do. It helps us out. And it really helps to get this stream out to other folks that will enjoy it possibly as well. And we're at 49 likes. All right. Let's go, guys. Very cool. Super Tenor is in the house. What's up, Super Tenor? Good to see you as well. We got Chuck in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Laura saying the worst Halloween movie is Resurrection. Okay. All right. We're going to find out by these scores. I'm really curious, man. I'm really curious. We got Hollywood Guy coming in with another super chat. Thank you so much, man. Seriously. $5 super chat saying the bad thing about reboots or remakes, the villain seems real weak or treated like a joke. Look at Michael in Resurrection and Freddy in the remake. It is sad. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is trying to have some consistency, right? Like you can do new things, but I feel like if you don't have consistency of what the character is meant to be, that's where you get into a lot of issues for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, here's a good example, and I said this little piece in my newest Why You Hate video for Halloween 2. Redesigning, let's say, Freddy like a New Nightmare, that felt like it worked, right? Because it was still in the lane of what Freddy was, what we knew him as, but it also added some freshness to it, just enough, whether it was the look, or the things that he was able to do, right? See, something like that works for me. But like you were saying, Hollywood guy, sometimes when they do these later sequels or the remakes or reboots, for whatever reason, they lose track of what the character is meant to be. And that's what gets so frustrating. And that was, like we just said here tonight, one of the biggest issues that we had with this film is just the inconsistency about who Michael is, what he can do, and why he does it. So, real quick, let's do a super chat clip for Hollywood guy. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you. And listen, man, we gotta keep this atmosphere light. There's only one man who can help us with that. You know who he is. Let's do it.
If you don't want to be a crazy fool, you better study real hard and stay in school. Somebody.
There he
All
is,
grooving
man.
away.
I know. Rachel was sitting there grooving. That was awesome, man. Oh, Lord. And by the way, also to remind folks, and thank you, Julie, she's got the link in the chat for Rachel's channel as well. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Rachel, support her. We got the link in the description of many streams, actually, because we've been fortunate to have her join us on several streams. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Very cool. Okay, I think I am caught up. Val's dancing in the chat. That's awesome. Oh, man, too funny. And Jeffrey, you're right. I pity the fool don't watch Rocky 3. Exactly. Shout out to Rocky 3. All right, let's go to our next category, and let's see. Kill, you're going to start this one off. Let's see what we get. Oh, interesting. All right. So we're talking about the cinematography, the look of the movie from beginning to end. Kill, what do you think about the cinematography, and what's the score you want to give it?
Well, I'm a stickler for cinematography. I love cinematography, but unfortunately, because of the bottleneck feeling that this movie has, where and I kind of said this earlier, we're in an insane asylum, we're at the hotel where Dangertainment is planning all their shots and stuff, and we're in the house. Oh, and we're at the teenage costume party. Other than making the the basement of the Myers home look like a medieval torture dungeon, like like with the longest hallway ever, and a moat and a dragon and a house of dragons down there. I don't know what's going on. The cinematography really was not there for me. This is also the 90s. This is found footage. This is first person perspectives where they all using their own cameras, which it sucks for me. A lot of the shots were a little too dark also for me. The lighting to make the mask look scary or ominous, it just wasn't there. So as far as cinematography in this movie, I'm gonna go 1.5. It just wasn't there for me, and it's just and I feel bad because I don't really know what more the cinematographer could have done with the set locations here.
Right. All right, we got a 1.5. Strange Monkey, how about you?
I think that was the problem, having this in different locations, and it just wasn't effective. Like, not like the chase scenes in the beginning in the asylum with Michael and Laurie. I thought that was pretty good in terms of cinematography, but it was short. You didn't really get to see a lot of that. And I do think in the House of Dragons, whatever you want to call it down there, had that scene lasted a little bit longer, maybe that would have been much better. But like with the lighting, try to make Michael look scary. I mean, I thought that was pretty effective because he did look menacing. When they were going back and forth with this girl trying to get out of there, but everything else, it just falls flat. So I'm gonna go with a 2.
All right, we got a 2. Rachel, how about you?
Oh, I think the cinematography in this movie was a mess. I think the issue was they were trying to blend a found footage with a normal slasher. And so, especially in the
Yeah.
house, I found all those times they would keep switching to the found footage or the point of view shot. It was really jarring. I think
Mhm.
maybe with more time or maybe a better, like maybe they needed to storyboard it better or something like that. I feel like it could have worked because I think in the early 2000s we saw a little bit of this because reality TV was becoming bigger and this was kind of a style that I think people were trying, but it did not work for me. And also, I found a lot of the fight scenes were filmed in a way that you couldn't quite tell what was going on half the time. Like my sister and I were watching it and we're like, what is happening here? Who is where? What is Michael doing? There were some
Mhm.
scenes where it was even like it looked like whatever was happening on screen wasn't actually physically possible. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, I think there were some effective shots. Again, like I said, there were a couple of shots like when Michael's in the asylum, or when he's underneath, in the tunnels under Haddonfield, and the lighting was okay. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think within the house, it was really not good. And I do get what Kill was saying in that, maybe they were a bit limited. But I mean, I've seen other movies that have been set in one setting and they do fine. I just think that maybe they didn't use the set as creatively as they could have, and they were just, I think, relying too much on that gimmick of let's go back and forth between a regular camera and the handheld cameras, and it just no, it really didn't work for me. So I think I'm going to go with I'll go with a 2 because I do think there are some effective shots of Michael being framed in the light and things like that, but for the
Mhm.
most part, I think as with a lot of the things with this movie, it's very random. The cinematography is very random and very
Mhm.
confusing. So 2 out of 5 for me.
Okay. For me, I agree with everything you guys said. I think that the inconsistency in it, and it's jarring, because again, the opening scene, there's some great shots, there's some great camera work. When you're going up the steps, when you go into the roof, when Lori gets unalived and is falling and so forth. There's some great shots of him in the house. But with cinematography, there also is a thing about lighting. And I think the lighting in the house just didn't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? And I could watch, Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6, and obviously H2O. And I think that the lighting was better overall than in this film.
Yeah,
The
I
inconsistency.
agree.
The good moments were fine, but the bad moments were just like it just looked. And I don't know if that was, well, it must have been on purpose, or either they just didn't have the ability to make it better. But obviously in the town underneath the Myers house, of course it's going to be dark and dank and everything. But that's how it felt throughout the house in general, you know. And I just think it didn't look as good as it could have or should have. They missed a lot of opportunities. There were moments where Michael was framed very well, like you said, Rachel. But overall, when I think about this film, it's disappointing for the cinematography. And I agree. I got to go with a 2 on it.
It's
I'm
like they
going with a
couldn't
2.
decide what they wanted to do, and that's
That's
why
right.
they just blended everything together. And I completely forgot on the special features on the DVD, they have like as soon as they enter the house, the whole thing is
Mhm.
shot in found footage. Like you can watch it that way. It's like they couldn't make up their minds.
Right. Right. They didn't know what they wanted this film to be, and you can tell by
Hmm.
the end
Mm.
product. You really can. Real quick too, in the chat, Val's coming in with her score saying cinematography is a 1. Just no good scenes really stick out to me. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, it definitely does not have anything in general that really stands out as far as the cinematography, the camera work, which includes, the lighting and stuff like that too. So, all right. Let's see. In the chat, we've got Russell going with a 2 for cinematography. All right. We got Troy coming in with a super chat, a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying resurrection is the cream, the rotten curdled cream that isn't getting anywhere near your coffee. I love Busta, but let's face it, he's no Bruce Leroy. There you go. There you go, man. It's so true. All right, so look, I love that. Let's do a clip for Troy. I know he's going to enjoy this one. This is another one that we haven't seen in a long time. And here we go.
Purple is the color of many pretty things from a lilac.
You just never know what's gonna happen, man. It's And look, we've got Jean saying she has to get going. We appreciate you, Jean. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will catch you later. We will catch you later. Thank you for being here. And look, and just to say this too, man, like, and I think that we do a good job of this because we've talked about some of the things in the film that is good. So this isn't totally just ragging on Resurrection. You know what I mean? There are some things that did work okay in this film, but when we're talking about these categories, a lot of this is just undeniable stuff. It really is. I mean, everyone can have their opinion on it, but when you look at what they did with this film, there's a lot of poor choices. Now, if you're the type of fan that wanted Halloween to have a comedic edge to it and, you know, be campy and kind of like that, then this is definitely going to be at the top of the list for you, you know, so there's no doubt about that. All right. Nightfall saying I give cinematography a 2. Okay. All right. So we'll get you down for 2. All right. And Professor Macabro's in the chat. What's up, man? All right. Hope you're doing well. The found footage feature on the DVD is the best part of the DVD. There you go.
You got it right. It was an interesting feature that you had on there.
Yes. All right. So let's go back to the wheel. We're looking for our 8th category out of 10. Strange Monkey, you'll lead this one off. Let's see where it lands. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm glad. Okay. All right. So look, let's go through this one. The it factor. Okay, so the it factor is basically overall entertainment of the film. How much did it entertain you? How much did you like it? Also, the rewatchability. So that's all of those factors involved when we say the it factor. Okay, so with that being said, Strange Monkey, what do you think about the it factor of Resurrection, and what's the score you want to give it?
Oh man, a lot of people consider this to be the worst in the franchise for sure. I mean, if you watch it with a group of friends, it's not so bad. It's pretty entertaining. I mean, like I said, you have some good moments here, like the opening scene. But I mean, when you're talking about Busta Rhymes, honestly, he is the best part about the movie because he's entertaining.
Right.
All the silly stuff aside with all the martial arts, that's his job in the movie, to give America a good show, as he says in the movie.
Right.
There's a few good things in here, but like I said, it's hard because of everything else that doesn't work. So as far as like entertainment, I'll give it a 3, and that's just being generous. Like I said, there's a few good things in here.
All right. Okay. So we'll put you down for a 3 for the it factor. Okay, Rachel, how about you? What do you think about the it factor?
Okay, I was actually so hoping I would be on the panel for this particular category, because now I can actually say some fun things about this movie and some positive things. So I need to preface this a little bit. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent first, but it'll explain why I'm going to give this score. People have like their favorite decades of horror, right? I technically don't have a favorite decade. I have a favorite era. So it's a very specific time. For me, that is 1996 to 2004. So basically the post-Scream, pre-Hostel era. Those 8 years, they are my favorite era of horror. So basically for me, any horror movie made in that time, I am going to enjoy because it brings up that nostalgia, and especially any slasher movie made in this time, because this is my favorite era for slashers. And I have a bit of a thing for really bad slashers from this time period, things like Urban Legend and all its sequels, Freddy versus Jason, the I Know What You Did Last Summer sequels. So for me, even though I've been giving this movie really low scores, that's just because on a technical level, I can't give it a good score. Like I can't come in and say cinematography is 5 out of 5, because that's just a lie. However, I love watching this film. This film really has that it factor for me, and it's because it's from this time period, and it's because it's from that particular bit of nostalgia that I love. So this to me is one of those so bad it's good movies. It really evokes the feeling of early 2000s, which is when I was a young teen. So I have a lot of nostalgia for that. I really love that a lot of the actors in it are very recognizable from a lot of the other things. You know, you've got the guy from American Pie, you've got the guy from Save the Last Dance, you've got Katie Sackhoff, who was very big at that point, Tyra Banks. I mean, I don't think you get more early 2000s than Tyra Banks. And, you know, the whole reality TV show aspect as well. So for me, the it factor is high. I'm actually going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 because I love watching this film, as bad as it is, because of those factors. So
All right.
4.5 for me.
So we've got a 4.5, which is huge. So again, for folks in the chat that think we're just ragging on this film, we're not. All right. So we're going category by category, and we're being honest. Kill, how about you? What do you think about the it factor?
Okay. So there was a time in like horror movies and sci-fi movies where they were having the hot rapper of the moment, or hot R&B singer, or Usher, Brandy, Rod Digger. And Halloween just said, well, it worked one time, let's do it back to back. LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes.
Right.
And I was here for it. I'm like, okay, because a lot of times, hey, I like Busta. And he still got it. He still got the flows. But at a lot of times, and I think you guys will know what I'm saying, a lot of times those characters in those movies were bit parts. Right. Usher and the Faculty, maybe, you know, Brandy and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Her part was a little bit bigger. LL Cool J, security guard, but pretty big, you know.
Kelly Rowland and Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, but Busta in here is kind of like the sleazy bad guy and hero wrapped in one.
Right.
He has a very big part in here, and I dare say he is the most fun thing about this movie, the most interesting thing to watch about this movie. Yeah. And as bad as this movie is, I do like this movie. It is rewatchable. I would rewatch this movie and I have way more times than I've rewatched Rob Zombie Halloween 2, White Horse. Yes. You know, and there's a reason for that. The Rob Zombie ones are very hard. They're aggressive. They're hard to watch. You know, the family dynamics in there are almost a little too real. So it's not a fun movie, and not saying that these movies have to be fun. But the one thing about this movie is it kind of, after watching it so many times, I've realized it's a comedy. And if I kind of disconnect my brain a little bit and just say, well, look, I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm in for. The kills are going to be all over the map. There's going to be comedy. This Michael gets his ass kicked and does some silly stuff. But some of the scenes still to this day make me laugh out loud. I'm giving this a 4 because it does have the it factor. It is very rewatchable. And, you know, like, I don't necessarily hate the cast of young people, but and I think Strange Monkey kind of said something about this earlier, you don't really get a chance to know any of them or really care about them. They're types.
Not really.
You know, they're types. You got the good main girl, her friend that's kind of crazy, and she's still good, but kind of more adventurous. The awkward black guy friend, you know, I'm sorry. We all know it, you know. You got the other smart girl that kind of wants to be naughty for the cameras, and she likes the bad boy who's like, is he a serial killer himself? I don't know, whatever. And then you got Freddy, who's a piece of shit, but he's also a hero.
Right.
You know, he is America wrapped up in itself. He's a salesman and a hero and kind of a piece of shit. So I give it a 4.
Okay. All right. So we got a 4. Now for me, you know, when you talk about it factor, there's a lot of things that go into it as far as the entertainment and the rewatchability and all those things. And there are funny moments, you know, like when I watch it, I can have some fun with a lot of things. Like you guys said, Busta is the funniest and most entertaining part of this movie. He's got the best part in this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's literally a villain and a hero, you know, and he's played as such. And so that's great for him. Do I like that in my Halloween films? No, I don't. But I know that there are people that do. Now, when I first saw this movie, I was absolutely disappointed. So the it factor for that moment is horrendous. But now, having seen it years later, you know, and time again, especially when we've talked about it on this channel, which we've talked about it multiple times. We deep dive discussions. We did the sins of Halloween Resurrection. You guys got to check that out too. That's in our Halloween playlist. So there's a lot of factors that go into what I think of it now. I'll be fair enough. It's not that it's very rewatchable. Like I can watch it, but it's not something that I usually would pick to watch, especially in the franchise. But there is some fun to be had, and it does have a really good opening in general. I don't like how they treated Lori, but in general. So I'll be very generous, and I will give it a 3. I will give it a 3. All right.
Okay.
So we got Val in the chat saying for It Factor, she's going with the 3. She's saying it is entertaining, great for a few laughs, a fun watch, not a go-to for a rewatch, but wouldn't be mad if someone suggested it for a watch. Okay, all right. Well said. I really enjoy that. That was good. And Val's a huge Halloween fan. Okay. Let's see. Forest Hills in the chat saying the It Factor is 0.
0. Come on. It's a bit harsh.
1 is the lowest. 1 is the lowest. And again, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps to support us. We really appreciate it. Professor saying the It Factor in this is that it's not that good. Still a better sequel than Highlander the Source. Now wait a minute now.
Wow.
Wait a minute. The Source was really bad, but Kill, would you? I mean, at least we had our boys in it. I mean, you know. I haven't seen The Source in so long, man. Oh my god. Hey, we got Lamar in the chat too, man. What's going on? Oh my god. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's go. Let's go to our next category. This is crazy stuff, man. Okay, so Rachel, you'll be leading off this talking point. We're looking for our ninth category. Okay.
Oh God.
So let me explain this. So this will not be a scored category. This is just a general talking point. So let's start with Rachel. We're going to go through this really quick. Tell me what you think is either the best scene or the scene that you enjoy the most out of the film.
Okay. No one kill me, okay? Because
Wow.
this is just because it's so goddamn entertaining. But I swear, my favorite part of this movie is good old Freddy busted out his karate moves and just going full like, yeah, come on, Michael. Because it's so stupid and it's so much fun to watch. Because unfortunately, normally, Strange Monkey gets it. He's with me. Normally in a Halloween movie, my favorite scene would be like a scary scene or a kill or something really effective. You don't really have that in this movie. So you have to go for the scene that gives you the most entertainment value. And for me, it's good old Freddy being all, wah. I'm surprised he didn't get the Karate Kid crane going on. But
oh my god,
that's what I'm nominating.
Kill. I've only got one thing to say, man.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Oh, you.
There's a
Lord.
legend born right there.
Yeah. All right. So I get it though, Rachel. I get it. Kill. How about you? What's your favorite scene or the best scene to you?
You know, I'm kind of right there with Rachel. I don't blame you, but mine is a different scene. It's Michael meets Michael. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a fan of old school Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And that scene was straight out of like Scooby-Doo or Laurel and Hardy or something, or just whatever, you know, whoever meets the ghost. you know, and it's like, hey, what are you doing in here? I thought I told you to go to the back. And it's like, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm watching an old Scooby-Doo cartoon where Shaggy is talking to this thing that he thinks is not the scary ghost or whatever, but it is. And it's just funny and entertaining. And look, I'm grasping at straws. I'm trying to answer this question the best I can with what I got. It's a fun scene. So that is the best scene to me.
All right. Strange Monkey, how about you, man?
I have to say, I agree with Rachel. It's that whole showdown with Freddie and Michael. I mean, look, you're in a situation where this guy. I mean, look, the opening scene aside, that was a very serious scene. But with all of this silly shit that's going on, you just gotta roll with it, and that was hilarious. He's over here doing roundhouse kicks. He's breaking into that, what was it, a shed?
Yeah.
The greatest line in the history of cinema. Trick or treat, motherfucker. He saved the day. It's like, this man's gonna kill everybody. We gotta do something here. And he saved the day, man. What else is there to say?
Oh man. Well, look, to me, it is kind of grasping at straws a little bit, but I will say it's a love-hate type of thing. And the finale is, I guess I would point to that too, just because of how freaking ridiculous it is. And just the fact that they went there. I mean, like you said earlier, Kill, you're electrocuting Michael's nuts. You got Busta Rhymes doing karate. What are we doing? Michael is sitting there howling at the moon. I mean, come on, man. We haven't seen stuff this bad since, you know what I'm saying? So
you blew it.
You blew it. Yes, man. So, all right. So listen, I guess I'll say that I'm grasping at straws, though. I mean, if I was going for a serious answer, I would say in the beginning, like, and not even before the chase. I think it's when Michael first infiltrates the institution. It's like they actually kind of played that kind of straight. And there was some moments in there. You know what I mean? So, all right, man. Let's go. Let's go to our next thing. We're gonna see if we can get a scored category for you, Rachel. So we're gonna spin this and see where we land, man. This is a crazy movie, man. Oh, get out of here. Get out. Oh, there we go. Sound design. Sound design. And sound design is always an interesting one for any of these films in the franchise that we've touched upon. And by the way, also, Val had put in a link in the chat for you guys where we have our playlist for the great Halloween debates, all of the ones that we've done. We're 2/3 of the way through, so definitely check that out if you get a chance. These have been some really fun conversations, and I'm glad we've been able to put this together, getting everyone's schedule together and working to have a fun panel, and also fun with you guys here. But Rachel, when we talk about sound design in this film, what do you think of it, and what's the score that you're going to give it?
I don't think anything really stands out about this film sound design. Like, there wasn't anything that was, striking me or making me feel like this is done really well. I do think the opening theme of this movie, I actually think this movie has like one of the better versions of the theme, which it's so annoying that it's attached to this particular film, because every time this film opens, I'm like, this is a great rendition of this theme. It's really cool, but it's unfortunately attached to this movie. So yeah, I also do think that they overuse the theme just a little in this movie. Like, they really like to bring that theme out in this movie. And for me, because the Halloween theme is so effective and so minimal, it's best used sparingly. Like, the original movie uses it sparingly. This one seems to want to bring it out every time Michael comes in. And again, similarly to the camera work, because the sound does switch back and forth between it being just a regular sound and then the kind of scratchy sound that they want to do for the point of view cameras and the handheld cameras, it just didn't really work for me. So I think the sound design on this is pretty average. The theme is good. But nothing really stood out for me. So I think 2 out of 5 for this one. And that's really just because I really like this rendition of the theme song.
Okay. So we got a 2 for the sound design. Kill, how about you?
You know, I'm kind of right there with Rachel. The sound design in this really doesn't jump out at me a lot. And and maybe I'm just biased because when I think about a lot of the other Halloween movies in the franchise, you have the themes, and then you also have the atmosphere that goes with the theme. You see kids
Yes.
treating.
Yes.
You're walking around in this safe looking town during the daytime. So it's like, God damn it. Like, it pisses me off. I don't feel any of that with this farce of a movie, people.
Yes.
Like I'm going 1.5. I don't even have to say anything else because I think Night will continue it. But it's just and I agree with Rachel. The theme is a good version of the theme, but it's on a shitty movie that is rewatchable and funny. But the atmosphere is nowhere near there to go with the music cues.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, okay. Well, actually, Strange Monkey, I'll let you go before me. What do you think, and what's the score you want to give it? Because Kill's got me worked up now.
I was fine with the sound design in this movie. The theme song, it's probably one of the most underrated themes because it's associated with this movie. But I was fine with all the sound. Like, I noticed, like, when you have things like the stabbing sounds, like they crank that shit up to make sure you hear it, or Michael crashing through the doors, or whenever they're like unlocking that basement or whatever with the key, they make sure you even hear that key. It's like, opening up all that stuff. Just little things like that. I was like, they make sure that you hear all of this stuff. And other than that, I don't really have an issue with sound design, so I'll just give it a 3.
Okay, we're going with a 3. Okay, so
like
let me just say something.
and stuff like that, basically.
Yes, I agree with that. But let me just say this, Kill. You said exactly the point that first came into my mind is that we do have the theme, which is it's fine. The theme was fine. We love the theme, but it 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 didn't work with the scenes as well as they should have. You get what I'm saying? Like and I love the opening, but let's go to the opening because it was very prominent in the opening when he's coming to Lori's room and all that type of stuff when she's running away and running up the steps and you hear the theme. But I didn't feel any tension. Like it did even when Lori was running away from him, it was kind of like Jamie Lee Curtis was kind of jogging, and I know she was baiting him, but it's like, bro, you compare that scene to 81 Halloween 2 and it is worlds apart. And Halloween 2 is a great example of how to use the themes and it ratchets it up because the tension and the atmosphere and the scene itself works so well. You know what I'm saying? And like you said too, Kill, in 78, like when he goes to the school and Tommy runs into him. I mean when Tommy has the pumpkin and everything and they're playing the theme, like it felt like there was tension because he's stalking in the way that they shot him, the way Nick is moving, like it works better than in this film. So for some reason, even the theme didn't really help a lot of this film. There were some moments, and of course there was moments where Michael was in the dark and kind of, they had the creepy music, and that was okay. But Strange Monkey also made a good point about other things like the sound of the knife or the sound of locks or the sound of this and that. It was just really jarring. So I'm not going to go all the way down to a 1 like Kill, but I'm going to go with a 2 because they do have the theme in there. I don't think it's nearly as effective as it should be, but that's because for whatever reason, the shots that they married it with, they weren't great. So this is really interesting because for sound design, you would think this could get at least for me, for my score, you think it could get a high score because you do have the Halloween theme in there, but I think it just doesn't work as well. And that's interesting to me because it's a great theme, but it just doesn't work as well with a lot of the scenes that it's in. Okay.
You know what was missing? I'm sorry to cut you off. They needed something like like a new version of like the shaped stocks. Like when they're like he's after Sarah, you're just missing that dun dun dun. The new version of that, throughout the film as he's stalking them. They didn't have that in this movie. They needed that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Something that could something that could just work with it better. You know, it's just crazy to think about it. But this was a really interesting category, man, because I think, and you can tell by our scores because they're all over the place between us all. You know, it's really crazy. And Val too saying that she's going to go with a 1. Wow. Okay. She's going to go with a 1. Nightfall saying he's going with a 2 out of 5. Okay. So, you know, I think a lot of us are kind of in the same boat. All right. Very, very cool. All right. Let's get ready to spin the wheel. We're going to look for our last category. And again, for you guys just jumping in, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. And also, if you haven't subscribed to Strange Monkey or to Rachel's channel, make sure you guys do that as well. We've got the links in the live chat. Val is putting those in there. And we also have the links in the description of the stream. And Troy also saying, this is the best discussion on sound design so far. Usually the thoughts are based on the music, which is just one aspect. Props to the panel. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I think that, and let me just say this too. I think in most films, at least that we've talked about, whether it's been, you know, in this debate series or even on Battle World, I think that usually sound design works okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not egregious. Talking about things other than just the themes, you know, but Strange Monkey hit it on the nail. Like, they did some really weird choices with, you know, opening doors, the keys in the lock, the knife, you know, when he takes the knife out. Yes, it was just, gosh, man, it was just crazy what they were doing, man. But hey, it is what it is. They made those choices, so they got to live with them. And so do we. All right. Let's get ready to spin this wheel. And this will actually be me. The Freddy wheel. That's right. Looking for our 10th category. Oh, God. Okay. Of course it did. All right. So listen, this is just a talking point. This is just a talking point. So we won't score this, and we're going to go through this real quick. I'll start off the worst scene, and it's interesting because I said this earlier. I was wondering if we'd get this as well, but to me, the worst scene is either when Busta kicks his ass because it's just so ridiculous, or it's Lori's death. And they're actually kind of tied for me because I just think the way that Lori was depicted, it's like on one hand they showed her to be smart and savvy and also on point, but then she's doing dumb shit. And it's like, it just pisses me off every time I think about it. So I'm going to say that's a tie for worst scene. Kill, how about you? What's the worst scene or your least favorite scene?
You know, those are the two I would pick, but at least one of them was funny.
The
worst scene is Lori being stupid. Now, mind you, this is Lori from the H2O universe that's been undercover and in hiding. Right. She has created a new persona, name, a career for herself. She has a son. She is very intelligent. She survived the stuff from back in the day. Her brother, you know, is trying to kill her, you know, and she all of this, she's been setting up this trap, you know, like, oh yeah. She we've caught her on the roof a few times. Well, there's a reason she's been going to the roof. Okay. And you know what? She does all this and is like, I want to see his face one time. Let me see your face. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, that is Snake House. That is dumb. Like, that is insane. And at least with Freddy kicking Michael Audrey Myers' ass, it was funny, but this was not funny, and that is the worst scene. That's right, Freddy.
Okay, Strange Monkey, how about you? What's the worst scene?
I agree with Killian. It's the same thing. Like, Laurie had him. She set up this amazing trap. Everything. She had it. Won.
And you blew
it. It's like, I believe it was Rachel that made a point. Like, he wasn't even there for the whole mask thing earlier, so it just doesn't make sense for him to repeat that and then make the biggest mistake ever in the entire franchise. And, I just have to be sure. And it just
fool me once,
man.
Wow.
Exactly. It's a shame because, like Killian said, she builds this whole new life. You know, she gets away
Yes,
from him and she's able to defeat him, and then this happens. It's like, come on, you know better than that. Come on.
that's right.
But yeah, that's the
Yep.
worst
Do
thing.
better. Do better,
Exactly. Do
Lori.
better.
Do better. All right, Rachel, how about you?
Look, I agree. It's got to be, well, at least I agree with the opening Laurie scene. I don't agree with the Buster scene. I love the Buster scene. Freddy's out there kicking ass and taking names, man. Like, I am here for Buster. Look at him, man. That's a legend right there. Come on.
We love you, Buster. We love you.
We do.
But no,
All
I
right.
agree. Look, that first scene, you guys have covered it. Laurie's got her dumbass hat on. I don't even know what happened. They threw her the idiot ball and she grabbed it with both hands and just
Yeah, she
ran.
did.
And also for me, not just the fact that she's a dumbass, just the entire scene is so underwhelming. The way
It
he kills
is.
her, you know,
Yes.
that weird stab where she's still holding the knife, and then that really odd shot where she falls backwards, and it looks like the ground is actually only about this far away, but she falls
Yeah.
for like see, strange knows
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just, I just keep thinking, like, if you are going to kill off Laurie Strode, give her
Yeah.
a death that means something. Have her,
Right.
you know, do it, I'm taking you with me, or, you know, she's dying for her son, or she's
Yeah.
going down heroically. Don't have her in her pajamas just for. And what is that bit where she kisses Michael? Like, I was watching that,
I'll
and my
see you in
sister
hell.
was just like, oh, she was just like, ew, what is happening here? Like, she was
Right.
appalled by
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. Definitely that opening scene, the disrespect, the decimation of
Yes.
Laurie's character, just everything about it is just so stupid. And Brandon brought up a really good point in the chat. Where is John? Like, did we
Right.
forget he's got a son? If this is really a continuity from H2O, where's John
Right.
at?
He's in 30 Days of
Far
Night.
away from this franchise. Far
He's
away.
not dealing with vampires. He's got
Josh
problems.
Hartnett knew what to do. He's like, I'm not dealing with this crap.
Yeah.
Let me become a
Oh,
sheriff
man.
in Alaska, deal with vampires, you know.
Much
That's
better.
right. All right. So look, let's see what will be the final category, our 10th category for tonight. And I'll be leading this one once we figure out what it is. So it's either the characters or story. This could really change the final score of Halloween Resurrection. So I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen here. All right, so let's go. Oh hell! Oh hell!
Oh, shit. Here we
Hey,
go.
hey, let me just say something. Let me bring us all on screen. Listen, from the beginning of this series, when I envisioned doing this, I wanted there to be a random element so that each film it basically evens out. You know, when you're talking about 13 films and trying to not go in this just with your own bias, you know, similar to what we do on Battle World on Tuesday nights. You know what I'm saying, Kill? So by having this wheel, it's picking the categories for us. And there's been some films that we've done that dodged a category that would have really messed up its score. And then there's some films that got categories that helped its score. But at the end of the day, to me, it all evens out. Plus the fact that we have a panel. It's not just me giving my idea of what these scores are in order to rank the franchise. So that being said, the story. All right, let me try to do this as fairly as possible. Again, the beginning of the film, fine. You know, Michael wants to finish business. But then, and this is a Halloween movie, by the way. Then Michael goes back to his house. He's riding dirty across the country again. So again, remember that. Stopping at 7-Eleven to gas up, wearing the mask. He goes back to his house and he's just chilling. He's just chilling. And you got people that are coming in to do a reality show. And Michael's just, okay, let me take him out. We got a city underneath the house that will help me. And we got Dungeons and Dragons and all that type of stuff. I get that they wanted to do this idea of the found footage, the reality show angle. And I appreciate when you try to do something fresh for a franchise that's old, as this was even back then in 2002. But personally speaking, and we know there's been a lot of deleted scenes, a lot of pitches that never made the light of day for Halloween films. To me, this is one of those pitches that it just doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work in this particular fashion is they kill off our final girl, Laurie, right? But they don't let Sarah become a true final girl. You get what I'm saying? She's a little edged out, a little scared and all that, and then she goes into this situation and then she's thrown into it, but she needs help from everybody. It just doesn't work. I don't know who I care about, and that's why myself as well as you guys talk about Buster so much, because he's the only one that's bringing a lot to the table. So from that perspective, story, I'm going to go with a 1.5. I just didn't think that it worked. It just didn't work for me. Kill, how about you? What do you think?
Okay, I'll make this brief. This franchise has tried to reinvent itself at least 4 different times now, if you think about it. You had the Danielle trilogy that ended in the stupid Cult of Thorn. You had Rob Zombie. You had the new trilogy. You had the original 2. Yeah, and then you had you had this, where HBO, H2O, and so forth, and this. I want to give them credit for trying something here. They tried to do Blair Witch. They tried to do the reality show, the found footage. Did they succeed? No. But I think this is a lot better than the Cult of Thorn and just random guys in dusters and cowboy hats just freeing them. Like what and then on top of that, and I agree with you, killing off a major character at the beginning of the movie, Danielle.
Yeah,
we've seen this before. It's like
it's
like deja vu. It's like every 3 movies. Then God knows what they're gonna do now that they finished this latest trilogy. It's like every 3 or so movies, they just like, well, how can we redo it? How can we change it up? It could have worked here, but the version of Michael that they have in this house, in his own home, they came into his home. He's lame. He's lame. So I'm going to give them a generous 2.5.
Ooh, okay.
Because it could have been great.
All right. All right. We got a 2.5 from you. All right. Steven in the chat says he's going with a 1.5 for story. There you go. All right. Strange Monkey, how about you, man?
So you're getting another 2.5 out of me because, again, this was during a time when, like Kinley said, that there was all this stuff with the found footage and the Blair Witch and all this stuff that was in at the time. You had all these movies getting music artists and their horror movies, sci-fi movies, and I guess they would try to take all of these things, all these different formulas that they had in horror movies, and inject that into Halloween to see if it would work. And the story is just very thin. There's not much to work with here because, you're trying to pass the torch on to Sarah. The problem is you have all of these different characters to focus on.
Right.
And that takes away from Sarah, and you're left with just a mess. So that's why this did not work as far as the story goes. And I've seen people take this movie and edit it into a much better version. Every time I'm on a stream about Halloween Resurrection, I talk about this cut of the movie. It's called Halloween Homecoming. And this guy that made this version, he took out Deckard completely out of the movie. There's no Deckard. He made a traditional opening to this movie. He added the Dr. Loomis scene from the TV cut of Halloween, and he turned it into something much more watchable. But that's not. This is kind of unrelated. But as far as the story goes, it's just sad that they didn't really take their time with this instead of rushing it, because this was a cash grab, in my opinion. Right off of the success of H2O, and it's like, let's see how much money we can make again. Let's repeat that same success again. And it didn't work. And fans saw right through it. So,
yeah,
2.5.
All right, we're going with a 2.5. Rachel, how about you?
So I might defend this movie just a tad. I think that what some of you have said is right. There's a good idea in here somewhere. I think that it's just a very badly executed movie. Like Strange said, it was rushed into production because it was a cash grab. They obviously, they wanted to cash in, not just on H2O, but I think of the huge slasher boom that came out in the late 90s and early 2000s. See, for me, because of the specific time this was made, 2002, so reality TV was becoming very big. You know, you had Survivor and Big Brother had just started and everything. It wasn't like today where we're just used to reality TV. So I liked this idea of like this reality TV show trying to make money and deciding that they're going to do it in the Maya house, and then Michael all of a sudden turning up and surprising them. Like, I thought that is actually kind of a fun idea. And this might be giving the movie way too much credit. But when I was watching it last night and I was watching the part where they're at the stupid high school party and they're watching, you know, him kill everyone, I'm like, it's probably not supposed to be, but it could be a commentary on the way we watch reality TV, and we actually do absorb these horrible things happening. Now, obviously, we're not killing people on reality TV, but, you know, a lot of the time on reality TV, people are getting hurt. They're getting put into situations that you wouldn't normally go into, and we lap it up. So there's something in there that could work, but it's a terrible execution. You know, like having that opening scene with Laurie, I would have just completely scrapped that scene. I would have made this just a completely different movie with a new cast. As others have talked about, Sarah is a terrible final girl, but that's not really her fault. None of the characters are developed. Like someone mentioned, that's why we keep talking about Buster, because Freddy's really the only entertaining character we have. I mean, even all the other characters, you can tell they're it never gets old. Never gets old.
It doesn't.
But yeah, all the other characters are so blah. Like, you've got the girl who's supposed to be like the overly intelligent, you know, girl who's trying to like take it seriously, and then Katie Sackhoff is, I feel, giving her best like Brittany Murphy impersonation, and then you've got the American Pie dude and the Save a Last Dance dude, and they're all just such blah characters. Oh, and can we talk about how the Save a Last Dance dude literally tried to beat Michael by throwing like spices in his face?
Yes.
Like, he's grabbing all the different
spices. Yes.
Hey, he was throwing everything but the kitchen sink. He tried.
Literally.
He tried.
It's a very badly put together movie, but there is a nugget in there. There is something in there that if they'd taken the time and they'd actually made it work and they thought about how they could make a commentary on reality TV, it could have worked. And I'm probably giving it way too much credit when I say that, but I'm going to give the story 2.5 because I do think it had potential. I just think it was really badly executed.
Okay. All right. We got a 2.5. And in the chat, we're going to get Val's score as well to put it to the official score for tonight. She's saying, story, I appreciate what they tried to do, but just highly dislike the storyline. It gave me nothing Halloween. Have to give it a 1. All right. So we have got a 1.
I just wanted to jump in and make another point. That's another thing. This doesn't feel Halloween movies. This is going to sound on the nose, but they should feel like Halloween. They should feel like Halloween night. This movie does not feel like Halloween night at all. And they could have easily fixed that by just saying we're filming on October 31st, or throw some decorations or have some trick-or-treaters. But no, Val is right. There's nothing Halloween in this Halloween movie, and that definitely brings it down.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because it doesn't. The one thing that even Curse, and actually Curse does this really well. Curse really does feel like a Halloween film. Like there's a lot of great scenes in the beginning, in front of their house, when Paul Rudd is walking through the town and the little girl with It's Raining Red. I mean, that feels like a Halloween, even in the cult. The facility, the biggest facility on the planet. I'm getting some Halloween vibes, you know. So that just shows you that even a film that might have a lot of issues, like Curse does for me, but it does have elements that work like that, and also how the theme plays along with it. See, in that film, the theme, as far as part of the sound design, the theme itself, it works in that film. Whereas in this film, it just feels like it's there. It doesn't feel like it's really doing much. So interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. We got Julie in the chat saying, "Hot take, I'd rather watch Resurrection than Halloween 6." Well,
I'm with you, Julie. I would watch this one over Halloween 6 too. Well, it's just me.
There you go. There you go. Steven saying, killing some careers on reality TV, though. You're right. Oh, my God. And Steven likes the pictures. And yeah, that's the picture, man. You know who he is. There he is. Never forget. Let's see. Julie says we hit 60 likes, guys. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I think that's one of the highest likes we've had on this series for the debates, man. I'm very happy to see that. I'm glad that you guys seem to be having fun with it tonight. It's very cool. We're very glad we were able to do this. So we went through 10 categories. We went through the atmosphere, the final girl, the mask, the kills, the mythology, Michael, the cinematography, the it factor, the sound design, and the story. So I have the scores here, including some of our Movie Fanatic channel members. I am so tempted. Once I tally this up, I'm tempted, and we did this already once. We did release one of the scores for one of the films in this series to the channel members. So for you channel members, that will be something I think I'm going to do for this one, because I'm so curious to see what this final score will be. So keep a lookout on the community tab where I get a chance to talk to you guys that are the channel members. I think I'm going to release the score for this because it's all over the place. It's kind of what I thought we'd get, but some surprises. And I'm telling you guys, when we reveal the ranking of the franchise, I think there's going to be some big surprises in general. So it's fun. This is really exciting stuff. And hey, man, real quick, Rachel, you're too kind. Rachel's gifting some more memberships in the chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, for you guys that have been gifted, please make sure that you guys send some love to Rachel. It's very kind of her to do that, and very generous too. Rachel, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Seriously, that's very kind. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do another clip in honor of Rachel, and of course we gotta honor what we've been talking about tonight. You know who he is. Let's do it.
Oh shit, man. Charlie, where the fuck you been at, man? Don't you know we've been looking all over this motherfucker for you?
That's what we're talking about.
My favorite scene.
That's what we're talking about.
So bad. Oh, dear.
That is literally, in a nutshell, where we are at with this movie.
Imagine Buster trying to do that to like Halloween Kills Michael. Like,
you wouldn't have gotten 2 syllables out.
Look, Tyler would have ran at him like a wild bull as soon as he even saw Freddy.
Oh my God.
Tyler would attack. He would have speared him. He would have speared him and just stabbed him in the skull a million times.
Yes.
He tackled Lori off of the balcony. Like,
that's right, man. That's right, man. And Jeffrey, hey, we're glad you enjoyed this. He said we got fun and games. That's right. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely,
we do.
man. We do. He's saying, glad I showed up. Live streams have never really been my thing, but this is legit. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We have fun. I mean, I think that's one thing that we really try to do is have fun with it. And, whatever the topic is, we just talk about it as fans. We don't always all agree on stuff. I think Danielle was saying that too. But everyone's here, we're awesome, even when we disagree about stuff. And the thing about this film is that there is good in it, but then there's a lot of just interesting choices. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it fun for conversation. I think that's why a lot of people here have been, having fun and being passionate one way or the other. You know what I mean? So that's what we enjoy too. So that is what it's all about. No doubt about it at all. So for all of you guys that are here that are newer, like Jeffrey, we appreciate you guys, and glad that you showed up. Hope you had a lot of fun. All right. So again, guys, if you haven't, please make sure you hit the like button. It helps to support us. We'd appreciate it. Make sure that you guys stop on by Strange Monkey's channel and Rachel's channel. Go to there and subscribe. Give them some support. They're awesome, and that's why we have them here on the panel with us. We love them, and I can't wait to go to the next one. We got more coming up, so stay tuned. We still got some more films, and we'll see what happens with those as well. So anyways, as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.
Peace.
Trick or treat.